Hello, in this video I want to take a look at how to draw the cosecant graph. So to start off, we want to remember that when you write out your 6 trig functions, cosecant is the reciprocal of your sine. Okay, so when we go to graph the cosecant, the sine is going to be important to us. Okay, and in fact, if you think real hard about it, the zeros of your sine function are going to be the asymptotes that we need to draw our cosecant function. Okay, so what I always do is first have us draw the sine function. Okay, so the sine we know, let's go here. Couple things. If it's just our basic sine graph, we know the period is going to be 2 pi. Okay, and then we can go through here and we can say, okay, if the period is 2 pi, we're going to be from 0. And again, this is just your parent function sine. It's no shifts at all. So we're going to go from 0 to 6.28. All right, and since this isn't the primary graph that we're doing, I'm going to put this one in gray just so it kind of hides in the background. Okay, so we know for sine at 0, we're at 0. 6.28, we're at 0, and at 3.14, we're at 0. Okay, at the 1.57, or halfway in between, we go up 1, and at 4.71, we're going to drop down 1. Okay, and then we get a nice, pretty sine graph. Okay, like so. Okay, so if cosecant is going to be 1 over sine, then change up our colors here just a little bit. Then the zeros of the sine become the asymptotes I need to be able to show you the cosecant graph. So at 0, okay, still an asymptote. I'm just changing colors so you remember. Asymptote, and again, it's because I'm marking them at the zeros here for your sine graph. So then we have one more right here in the middle at 3.14. Okay, so then to draw your cosecant graph, okay, it's the reciprocal of the sine. So here we're going to go and flip over our sine graph, because I could have made that asymptote just a little longer. Okay, and then we're going to go this way. Okay. And then over to the 4.71, we're going to be here at the negative 1, sorry. And we flip that part over. Okay. So then that is the graph of secant, or cosecant. Okay. And that's all there is to it. All done. Okay. Another example for us. Okay. So I put a little transformation on one here. So I said, all right, what if we graph y equals 2 sine x plus 3. Okay, so what do we know? Well, in this one, we know the period going to be 2 pi. Amplitude is 2. Okay, and this 3 out here at the end means your midline is going to change. And move that guy up 3, up there to y equals 3. Okay. In fact, looking here, my graph needs to be just a little longer. In fact, I wonder if I can still move this guy. Let's see if I can bring this down. Maybe. Let's grab this. See if I can move him on down. Sometimes it's easier said than done. All right, come on down here, and we'll get rid of this guy. Sorry for the delay. I need just a little bit more room than I planned for. Okay. And see if we can't. Well, you know what? We can just work it from here. All right, so anyway, where period is 2 pi, amplitude is 2, and the midline is 3. All right, so we always put the midline on first. So I'm going to go down here at 3. I'm going to put on our midline. Okay, then we have an amplitude of 2. So from the 3, we're going to go up and down 2. It's going to be a colorful graph. Okay, and then back down 2. Okay, so our sine curve needs to show up in between there. And we said the period on this one is still 2 pi. All right, so we'll be here 0 and 6.28. All right, so our sine curve needs to show up between those 2 pink lines and between the orange lines. We're pretending the 3, the midline, is going to be the slide up of your x-axis. Okay, seems reasonable. All right, so let's see here. Let's draw this one in gray again because I'm going to kind of hide it. All right, so I'm going to start at 0 like we do for sine. We end in 0. And halfway in between we're at 0. Okay. At 1.57 now we're going to go on up here to our pink line. Okay, which actually is 5. Extend that up here. We're at 5. And then over here, go to the right, 4.71, and we're going to go down here to 1. Okay, and then that's our lovely sine graph. Okay, so now we're going to do cosecant. Well, remembering cosecant is the reciprocal of the sine, then we can find the asymptotes for that cosecant at the zeros of the sine. Okay, so as it turns out, okay, you're going to have, and I'm going to make that taller this time, an asymptote here at 0, an asymptote down here at 6.28, and an asymptote here at 3.14. Oh, a little crooked. Okay, and then from there, we can draw that cosecant shift. Okay, so reciprocal of the sine. So there's that one, and the reciprocal down this way. Okay. So I guess I'm saying the non-zeros, okay, are where you're going to build your cosecant graph. Okay. So this one is the graph in blue. The basic sine graph that we shifted is the one in gray. Okay. Hope that's helpful, and hope you have some success practicing your sine graph to go along with your cosecant graphs. Good luck.